So, welcome to episode 3 of this final Ricky Gervais show series. With me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant.
Hello.
And Carl Pilkington.
All right.
Have you heard this thing they're doing? The schools have got together. They're problem in England. It's a big problem in England. Basically, everyone's overweight, particularly kids. There's kids that are like, 10 stone, going to infant school and stuff and junior school. It's getting ridiculous. And so now the teachers are allowed to weigh the kids. They're going to weigh the kids. Okay. Yeah. Get them in there and go, right, get on the scale. And then they're going to send a letter to the parents saying, please be aware, your child is obese. Now, I don't know what good that's going to do, because a teacher will send a letter to a parent, go, dear Mr. and Mrs. Barnes, we weighed little Johnny today at school, and he's overweight, he's a big fat pig. And they're going to go, yeah, we know, we have to push him out the door to get him to school, he makes a popping sound. We know he's fat, he eats too much. We know he's fat because we have to buy him pairs of trousers every 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, we know he's fat because we're a couple of fat bastards
Always.
ourselves.
I love that when they say about our child obese, they show you a picture of a kid and his face is nearly closed up.
Yeah.
It's just closed. He's just got little slits for eyes where his cheeks and his forehead are meeting. Yeah. Right? And you just, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you see the parents, they go, well, yeah, we can't do anything. And you go, no, look at you.
Yeah. No, I saw a couple the other day. I saw a dad, giant arse.
Yeah.
And then I was walking behind them, and 2 kids, exactly the same giant arses.
Yeah.
Now that I can't believe that that's
Well,
true.
they eat the same things. You can't.
Yeah. Like a couple of bison it was.
Yeah, if the parents are just eating, they can't say to the kids, you've had enough. They go,
Right.
what, fuck, look at you.
I saw them in Tesco supermarket. You know, they've got like cafes in there now.
Have they?
Big fat family in there. The fact that they're buying food and they're having a break from buying food to eat food.
To eat food, yeah.
Just sums it up.
It made them
Loads
a bit
of donuts.
peckish, didn't it? I mean, don't forget, that is the only exercise they get, pushing a trolley round. They get home and then they wedge themselves in that 3-piece suite and they're watching ITV1 for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
And eating cakes and things, microwavable stuff.
Well, they're watching X Factor, but they're only watching X Factor waiting for the adverts for Pringles.
Exactly,
Domino's
yeah.
Pizza.
Exactly.
That's what they're looking forward to.
They could do that. They could make it a bit harder to shop, couldn't they? If you walk through the door, it goes ding, 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 and you go. And for fat people, the shopping moves around a bit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Constantly out, moving away.
Yeah, exactly. You're putting it on a string.
Yeah.
You want the pie, and you have to at least get up a bit of a sweat.
Well, they're
to get
on
the pie.
conveyor belts, like in a sushi restaurant. And they just got to chase after the oven-fried chips.
Unbelievable.
Or is there some kind of cattle grid device that only is there anything that we could put?
Oh, you can only get to this.
You can only get to the food
if you can get through this.
Right, yeah.
That's a good point, yeah. So the really fattening stuff is through a thin door.
Or or one of those kind of, those sort of, tubes that soldiers you see have to crawl through when they're doing their training.
And that's to pies, to
Right.
calorific,
Exactly.
to the calorific stuff.
section.
Yeah. The shop is full of salads.
Yeah.
You can go around, you can even eat as you go around
Yeah,
the
it's
salads.
like a
You can
forest
treat.
of salads, yeah.
Exactly. You can grab, if you want to get to the pies and cakes and all that,
Yeah.
you've got to get through a little
You've got
tube.
to crawl through a little tube.
Yeah, it would just be forever going, dude, fat bloke stuck in aisle 3. They'd have to keep getting them out.
Well, I was stuck behind one on the tube. It got out of the tube on the escalators. And you know, like on escalators, you're meant to stand to the right so people can get past.
Yeah.
It was a waste of time him standing on the right.
Yeah.
Taking up the full thing. He had a tracksuit on, like they always do. You know, never seen a track in its life, that tracksuit. And so I stayed behind him because he had no option. You saw everyone behind me sort of going, what's the hold up here? Like a convoy of people going, what's at the front, what's happening here? And it's him sort of blocking it. He gets to the bit, you know, where you have to put your ticket in or your Oyster card and swipe it. He had to go through the bit for trolleys.
Trolleys and luggage.
Yeah.
How embarrassing is that?
Unbelievable.
But that's when you
what?
know, innit? That's when you go, you know what?
Exactly. But I don't think there's enough stigma. I think, because, political correctness now and the fact that food is so refined, there's no stigma anymore. I laugh about named. I should walk down the street and people go, fatty! That's what I want to get me out of there. I get up in the morning, I look in the mirror, I go, oh, you fucking fat bastard.
Yeah.
But no,
I think the same every time I see you.
I know, but look how successful I am.
But you're right.
I should be,
People look up to you, Rick. That's
I
the
know.
problem. You're a role model. They got pictures of you on their wall.
I
as
often
they're
get
stuck in their
voted
face.
role model for what people want to be. Now, maybe they don't mean they want to make a successful sitcom and be rich and famous. Maybe they mean I want to eat as much as I want and no one say anything about it.
The number of times I've seen you on one of those, the ideal dinner guest.
I know.
You're not the ideal dinner guest.
Well,
Firstly, there'd be nothing else to go round for anyone else.
And I'm always early.
Right.
So by the time anyone, that'd be it, yeah. The ideal
sausages
is
are
as
gone.
long as he comes halfway through the meal.
Yeah.
So
And I think they mean, it'd be funny because he'd be very witty and charming. No, he'd just be stuffing his face for 2 hours and
wouldn't
he's
be
out the
talking.
door.
I wouldn't be talking. If there's food there, I'll just listen. I can listen. I mean, I can't really hear because when I chow down, some of it gets in my ears.
Sure, yeah.
I will go deep into the bowl. I'm actually deaf and blind for 4 minutes that I'm eating.
Yeah.
It's like when a horse bolts.
Yeah,
They can't see or hear anything. They just bolt. But I don't know what we could do really. I mean,
I think we should be clear here. We're not saying, we don't want to encourage
we're not
people...
saying fat people are all right. We're saying they're wrong.
Well, yeah, but I want to make
I want to
make an important point here, Rick,
Okay.
which is that
They're
we're not
gross.
talking.
What?
We're not talking
They're
about
pigs.
how. Listen,
What? Fat?
this is important. This is an important point.
Okay.
There's a lot of young people, and they don't eat and stuff because they want to try and look like Victoria Beckham and all that stuff.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
not talking about that. We're not talking about just being, a respectable size,
No.
a little bit curvy or whatever. You don't got to be like a size 0. We're not talking about that debate.
Definitely not.
We're talking about the crazy obesity that's going on. 5'2", you're weighing 14 stone.
Absolutely.
It's a time to probably stop going to the all-you-can-eat buffet,
Yeah.
which is not a competition, incidentally.
But
It's because, like you said, though, you're not allowed to
There's
call
no
them
stigma.
fatty anymore.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when I was at school, if there was a fat kid,
yeah.
he did get on that isn't good.
His
but the
nickname was
fact
Pork
is,
Pie or Fatty or
but
Porky.
he'd sort of be chased to be beaten up, so at least he got a run. Whereas now, kids aren't allowed to pick on little fat kids.
No, I know.
So he's not running anywhere, and it gets worse.
See that maybe is that a good thing? If you pick on a fat kid and steal his lunch money, is that cruel to be kind? Do you know what I mean?
Survival of the fittest again, isn't it?
But I mean, they go, okay, Jobson, you picked on little fatty again and nicked his lunch money. You go, yeah, I thought he was eating too much and I'm worried about his heart. They go, oh, well done, Jobson.
Yeah.
Go and pick on some more fat people, nick all their lunch money.
I don't know what the rules are. I mean, as
I don't know.
It's all gone crazy.
I mean, I think I'm allowed to call people fat because I'm a bit fat.
You're reclaiming the word.
It's like our black people can say the N word. I can say the F word. I can say fatty because I am fat.
It is remarkable. I mean, you've seen pictures of Ricky Shorley Carl in his youth. I mean, a kind of David Bowie-like face. Very
it's a
sort
different
of
person.
strong. Well, anyone who's ever seen that to me has said, I don't understand. They're just genuinely baffled. It's really, I don't understand, Rick, how you've gone from that. People should look you up on the web, and it doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't Jane get annoyed? Doesn't she feel like she's been ripped off?
No, when I was 20.
How did you not notice?
I was 20,
Yeah.
and I stayed like that till I was about 29. And then I thought, then I started filling out. Then I was sort of like
Yeah, but
becoming
I
a
knew
normal
you
bloke.
when you were about 36 and you were...
Yeah. Oh, I was already there. No, I'd done the eating years then, boy. No, I went from about... I mean, in those pictures, I was probably like 8.5 stone, too thin.
Yeah.
And then I was like 9. And then 30, 31, went to 10 stone, and then about a stone a year. I think I was my fattest when, just after.
Yeah.
I'm like 14 stone now.
But it's like if you look at it on the web or something, compare the two, it's like one of those Weight Watchers before and after, but the wrong way around.
Yeah.
It's really strange.
Yeah, so I feel that I can have a go at fat people, called fatty. Like Steve can have a go at you can have a go at bald people, Carl. You can go, oh, look at that round-headed bald twat. You will never see someone as round-headed and bald as you, and Steve can go, oh, look, Rick, look at that fucking twattish, goggle-eyed freak over there.
minute.
No.
How often would that happen?
Hang on. Let's slag Ricky off a bit more, can we? And Fattos.
Also, this is how much I've let myself go. Steve, it's finally happened. I want you to test my trousers there. Feel them.
Oh, what is that? That is
They're
some
pyjamas.
Are you actually wearing pyjamas?
I'm actually wearing... It happened
come out of
today.
the house.
That's the first time.
Now, was it because of speed you had to get out of the house because you
No,
were
I'll
late?
tell you why, right? Okay, the last couple of years, I mean, for the last, I'd say 10 years, I've been wearing comfortable clothes. I never wear a pair of jeans that are too tight. I don't wear shoes that are, it's just comfort for me.
Yeah.
I mean, you see me fidget when I put a suit on for an award ceremony.
Yeah.
I don't like it, okay? I never look good in stuff. In the shop window, puts it on you, oh, well, okay. So, that's great. They look like David Beckham. I put it on, I look like a wallet or something. Do you know what I mean? Just, it doesn't look good. I've been wearing, as you know, sweatpants, right? A drawstring.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a pair of sweatpants recently that are nearly pajamas. They're so.
I mean, what is the distinction at this point?
I don't know.
It's quite a thin line.
So today they're nearly pajamas. Today they were in the wash. So I thought, hold on though. I might as well just wear my pyjamas.
I should point out that it's not a 1950s pair of pyjamas that looks a bit like a suit with a little breast pocket.
No.
And you wouldn't necessarily notice.
No, you wouldn't.
Until you touch them, you realise there's a kind of lycra.
Yeah, they're very sort of nice and thin. They look like a tracksuit bottom, but here's the difference. I've even done away with the drawstring. Look, these are just elasticated. This is the day I really gave up. I used to worry about what I looked like, obviously, when there was when there was a nice sort of clothes horse to hang nice clothes on, i.e. my body, into jeans. I did, I wear, I was fashionable, but,
Did you? I can't imagine you going in shops though and looking through racks of clothes and. Did you do all that stuff?
Steve, I look good in anything, mate. That's the difference.
Right.
Now, doesn't matter. Armani could dress me. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He's not, not that he'd want to. I can't believe I keep getting offered from people like him and designers that call my agent saying, does he want us to dress him for the Emmys?
Do they
Golden Globes?
Do they do pyjamas?
Well, exactly. One, I think, why do they want to... what is that going to put sales up? Is someone going to be watching that and go, hey, yeah, that bloke looks short and fat and sweaty. Get me Armani on the phone.
But maybe that's someone from the Emmy committee going, can you phone up Ricky Gervais and just check that when they say, can we dress him from the Emmys, we mean, can we make sure he's dressed for the Emmys?
Can we tuck him in and leave his slippers at the hotel?
Exactly.
But yeah, so I don't do it anymore. We went around those sort of luxury lounges where they give you things, they give you these, like, suits, like, Armani, Hugo Boss, they're just giving you suits.
I haven't heard about this.
Oh, yeah.
When's this going on?
Yeah, before, like, the Emmys, every...
What the fuck? I was out there, but no one notified me.
Maybe you didn't get an invite.
What do you mean I didn't get an invite?
Yeah. The first one I went to, I was mildly embarrassed around. Then I saw, like, Helen Mirren, The Sopranos.
Bloody Helen Mirren's going round there and I'm not...
Yeah.
But she's got more money than me. She don't need to go and get free stuff.
She's the queen. She's the richest woman in the world.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, you've missed out, Steve. And they measure you and everything. I've taken...
piss off. This is insane.
I've taken one suit. And, I think a jacket. But usually what I do is I say I have a pair of sunglasses. I'm like Elton John at home. I've got a drawer full of the best sunglasses in the world, one-off editions of these beautiful sunglasses, where I'm embarrassed not to take something. They're incredible. They just give you all these things,
I feel like, the kid, the Pied Piper, remember when the Pied Piper, as revenge, he takes all the kids to a sort of magical land inside a rock where there's just sweets and fun, but the little lame
boy, he
can't get in there. He's left behind in the formerly rat-infested town.
But he had the last laugh, didn't he? Because he couldn't go and get locked in the cave.
Yeah, but he didn't... They weren't locked. It was a magical land inside the cave. He wanted to be in there.
Was it?
Yes, famously.
Or was he a paedophile?
Yeah, but that's got to be... it's got to be better than being stuck in a town with rats and old people. At least you get sweets.
And a puppy. I worried then for a minute. I thought, oh, that's libelous.
What, the
Pied Piper was a paedophile. Like, so, excuse me, it's the Pied Piper here. We are...
we represent the Pied Piper.
Yeah. We represent the Pied Fiddler. The Pied Piper. The Pied Piper. Yeah, well, I mean, I used to care about fashion. But I also had little mistakes. If you're being creative with clothing, not everything's a winner.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You can't always look good in everything.
So what was just quickly? What era are we talking?
Well, obviously student. That's when I sort of did the.
And what was your default look?
New romantic.
Right.
I mean, the first thing I did when I got to college, dyed my hair.
Blousy shirts.
Blousy shirts, but I dyed it black. Sometimes military. The military was very big then, so you'd have dyed black hair and a bit of eyeliner, but maybe look a bit, sort of, gorilla. Then I got signed when I was in a pop band, a failed pop band, very quickly. But I bought designer clothes. But then it all went. Okay, so the poor years from when I was about, I don't know, 22 to 29 before I got a job.
4 years, starting in 22, you had the high life. You went out by then.
Yeah, and so we lived in that awful little place where I talk about it live, where there was no toilet, so often I'd wee in the sink.
Sure.
And so
Great days.
So I thought, well, I didn't have any money at all, and I used to wear a tracksuit all the time then because I used to run around London. I was on the dole, we had a week to spend. Right, so there was a lot of chili con carne being eaten and rice, just filling up on rice, and I'd run everywhere, and I was
run everywhere.
Yeah, I'd just run. I'd get up and I'd run places. I'd run around the park. I'd run to visit friends who had jobs. I'd run to art galleries, and I'd run London. That was like my job.
But why were you running it? It sounds like it's the life of a smackhead. Why were you running everywhere?
I was super fit in my 20s. I'm not only sort of like thin, but fit as well. I'd run at least 5 to 10 miles a day and work out. I did karate twice a week. Honestly.
Anything but a job.
Anything but a job, yeah, because I was trying to be a pop star, and I told myself, no, I'm an artist. I can't possibly get a job. It's bohemian. I just eat rice.
Yeah.
Well, and I was fine. It was absolutely fine. I never thought, oh, this is really annoying, I've got to get a job. I thought, I haven't got a job. I'm doing this. I'm doing a banner.
You were signing on, were you? Getting gold money?
Well, I couldn't because I hadn't had a job before that. So I think we got our rent paid, and then we got our rent paid, and we were left with, as I say, I remember it was 16 quid a week, and it was the early 80s, mid 80s. So I didn't get new clothes. So I had some, old ones, and to go to jumble sales. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. But I remember once we were getting new curtains, and the old ones that were in this flat were like sort of a chintzy, sort of goldish sort of lame with a thread in them, with sort of leafy pattern, very sort of thick.
What kind of late 70s style?
Yeah, exactly. And Jane took the old ones down. I went, don't throw them away. I'll make a suit out of those.
Yeah, of course.
So sort of Jane just sort of nodded and went, okay, and she went to work.
Yeah.
So I thought, wow, okay. Let's have a go.
I'll show her.
I've never made a suit before, but how hard can it be?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I used to,
That would be my first thought.
I used to make everything. I used to make, I remember, I made shelves once. I found 3 bits of wood in a skip, okay? And I sort of put 2 vertically and put 1 across the top, right? So it was like, a goal post, right? I thought a shelf. Right. I put a nail in each side. It sort of wobbled. I put it against the wall and it wouldn't stand up. It sort of like leaned, like I made a parallelogram. So what I did, I put another nail in it and I tied a bit of string to it and pulled the string tight. I pulled it across the room and put another nail in the windowsill. And so now there's this shelf that wants to fall over but can't because it's tied to another wall. So that was...
So you spent most of the 80s running around London... and collecting debris and making your home out of it. You sound like a womble.
Yeah, but I wasn't shaped like one until I was 32.
And this is kind of, you were making everything except a living.
Yeah, exactly, right. So I thought, right, how do I make a suit? I thought, well, I used to go to the library and learn, I don't know, I can make a suit. I don't want to do it like other people, I do it differently. So my method to measure suit was I got one of the sets of curtains and laid them on the floor.
Right.
I laid down on the curtain and drew round my legs.
Right.
Okay.
Hang on. So you were making the trousers first?
Yeah. So I thought, hold on, that's just one side of the trouser. So I laid down another curtain and drew around my legs again. And I thought, right, I cut those out. So now I've cut out 2 leg-shaped curtain pieces, right? I put them together, sewed them up. Of course... it was nowhere big enough.
Of course
because
not.
I'd left no room, right?
Yeah.
So I tried to squeeze into them. I mean, they look like jodhpurs. They look like tights, okay? So I thought, this is really hard, right? I pulled them off again, right? I thought, how am I going to make the jacket? I didn't. I just used one of the curtains as a cape. So I thought, I looked like a gay Hamlet. It's ridiculous, right? So what I did was...
did you squeeze into the trousers? You wore the trousers?
I sort of squeezed it. I couldn't wear it. What I did was, I rolled it up and shoved it under the chair.
You rolled up what, sorry?
To the suit I made. Jane came in about a few days later. She went, "What's that?" I said, "That's where I had to go at the suit." And she pulled it out and, died laughing. The idea that this man sat down and drew round his legs to make some trousers.
But firstly, why did you not just throw it away? Why did you stash it under the...
I don't know, because I thought...
And you were watching TV on the sofa and she was a foot higher than you. And she thought, what's going on here? And there was a suit stuffed. I mean, why not just throw it away? I don't understand.
I don't know. That's what you do, isn't it? You think, maybe...
Again, we were talking before about the fact that you used to be very thin and now you're very fat. And it seems like two different people.
Well, not very fat.
Well, most people would say you are. But
wearing black.
It seems as though you were also an idiot when you were younger. I mean, because you're a smart man now. Why would it not occur to you that you couldn't make your own suit?
Because I've always thought I can do anything. I've always thought I can make a suit. Of course I can make a suit. I'll be brilliant at that. And it took me getting fat to realise the world doesn't lay down to you.
Yeah.
I thought, well, I'll never be fat. I will never be fat. Look at me. Look at me, So I suppose...
And even as you were getting fatter, that must be the mirror.
No.
James, come with the mirror.
No, at least I can put eyes on myself. As soon as I started getting fat, I started saying I was fat before I was fat.
Yeah.
Because when you've been really thin,
Yeah.
I couldn't get anywhere near those curtains now. No. Oh, I couldn't. They wouldn't go past my ankle now.
You kept them?
Yeah, they're under the chair.
Yeah, yeah. You still, of course, if someone comes to the door and you can't be bothered to reach for your pyjamas, maybe just wrap the curtain round you.
I just pop the curtain around me, yeah. I could probably make a pair of pants out of them. I mean, soon I will be in nappies, which will be easy to make.
Yeah.
So, but when I'm older, and Jane goes, just off to work...
Where are those pillowcases?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I need changing.
God.
Food's too nice, though, isn't it? That's where the problem is.
Food.
Well, no, a lot of food. More food's nice now. I find that I eat because I go, that's nice, rather than I'm hungry.
Oh,
that
yeah.
Seems to be the problem.
I stopped eating when I was hungry. When I was about 29.
Yeah.
I used to, I've got to eat now. I've got other stuff to do. We've got to eat. Yeah, shove it in, right? And then I've never only ate because I was hungry for many, many years.
But it's not just that either, is it? Like, we've got mates who've had a kid now, and that's eating stuff. That seriously, I'm not joking. That is having stuff that I've never had, and it hasn't even got teeth yet. I mean,
what sort of things are you talking about?
Mango. I only had that. I had mango about a year and a half ago, and it's all right. I mean, it's not one of my favourite. Is it fruit?
Yeah.
But there's so much other fruit that's better.
Go on.
I think.
What's better than the mango? The banana springs to mind, the strawberry.
Just, I like the ones that you can just go, I'm nipping out, what can I take with me? I'll have an apple.
Well, the banana's the best, because it's got its own little carry cake.
They're saying that. You see, this is why we've got more fat people. In supermarkets now, you can buy cut up apple in a bag.
Really?
That's lazy, isn't it? That is lazy.
Again, I've got to confess that I have my portions of fruit first thing in the morning, liquidised.
Yeah.
I have a smoothie, I put all the fruit in there, I drink it. I'm not chewing. If you want me to eat fruit, I'm not chewing it.
At the end of the day, food's nice.
Yeah.
There's loads of it.
Well...
No, there is.
In the Western world there is,
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
But
in the Western world,
not.
That's fat.
Yeah, but this is the whole point, isn't it, about the gluttonous West, is that we are indulging ourselves.
Yeah.
If we were scrabbling around starving, like a third world country, we wouldn't be in that situation.
Well, there's
all the... drinking the fizzy lemonades and the Cokes.
There's loads of it. And now, every time I buy something, it's a 2-for-1. So you end up buying more than you need, and then Suzanne's always saying, eat this ham, will you? It's going off. I don't even want it.
Why is she buying so much ham?
Because it's 2-for-1 offer. We don't need 2 lots, but the person at the till goes, this is 2-for-1, you go, nip back and get one. And
I know
you
what
get
you mean, though. I mean,
they do 2-for-1. Exactly. They did that with the meal once. We were in LA, and we had a meal, and they said, it's happy hour, it's 2-for-1. So I went, well, can we just have one each? And I went, we've got to give it to you. And they brought 2 meals for everyone.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
That's mad.
I am.
Of course you do.
I'll tell you another problem that I've worked out. It might make a slight difference on fat people. Don't put a light in a fridge. Because that's just at night when they get peckish. They can see everything that's in there. Don't put the light there. You don't need a light in a fridge. There's no lights in other cupboards. Yet where there's food, it's like fatties getting up at 4 a.m. What can it have? What's that at the back? Get rid of the light, they'd eat less.
There might be some logic in that.
That's interesting.
Well, what's it there for? Tell me what that light is there for. They say turn off your standby light, yet you've got a light in your fridge
Well, no, it is
showing
turned
you
off.
where tomatoes is or
but it's turned off
chocolate.
when you shut the light's not on when the door's not open.
Yes, but a fat person who's always got the fridge door open.
So what are you saying, in a way, is that the free market, capitalism being what it companies, food manufacturers to make them more full of more salt, more fat in order to attract you, in order to make more profits, is actually resulting in obesity?
I was in a cafe, right? I normally like to go in there, and I might have beans on toast,
Cheese on
cup
top.
of tea. I might have a bit of cheese.
Yeah, cheddar on top.
Only if they offer. I sometimes sort of think I shouldn't have it, so I'll only have it if they say, "Do you want cheese?"
Oh, okay.
And then it's down to their problem. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's kind of like they made me have that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm sat in there.
Look how Ricky's glazed over just thinking about cheese on toast now.
I'm sat in there. This little fella, I'd say he was from like Africa or something. Came in, had a little top hat on, suitcase, and red jeans. Dead happy he was. I think he just turned up to London. It's his first day out, and he's probably thinking, I can't believe me. Look at the choice here. Anyway, the difference
All
was...
conjecture.
Yeah.
The difference was, he went in, and he said, have you got any porridge? He asked for 2 bowls for the price of 1. There was a little bit of a...
A kerfuffle.
Yeah. And why? You've got loads of porridge. Give me 2 portions. But what I found interesting is, he didn't want to go for the donut or the pastry, because in his country they don't have it. So food where he's from is for what food is for, isn't it? Giving you energy.
Yeah.
Here it's not about that, is it?
No.
You go, oh, I'd love a little muffin. So I just found it interesting. That's all my point is, that he could have anything. He's come over here. He's in London. He's got loads of stuff on offer.
Yeah.
He still wanted his porridge.
Do you think that... Well, firstly, do you think perhaps he had travelled from the past in some kind of time machine? But secondly, do you think that now that he'll have his first taste of a donut, won't he, or a pain au chocolat, do you think he'll get the taste of it next time you see him?
Well, maybe that's how it
let
works,
those
isn't it? I mean,
out.
why do I like?
Next time when they go, hello, usual.
No, chef the porridge. I want a donut.
That's what happens, isn't it? You try one. It's like that the people I'm talking about who's had a kid and always didn't let it had a burger yet.
He hasn't got any teeth.
Burgers aren't. I don't mean like a proper beef one. I mean like a takeaway one that's pretty soft. It's all about a mixture. You need a mixture in your body. You need to have, like I've said to you before, I get an urge for things that I don't even know about. Do you know what I mean?
What, like what?
Anything. The one that always surprises me are plums. Because I shouldn't get an urge for plums. I don't like them enough, but if I pass them in a supermarket, I go, I want them for a bit. Yeah, I think you need that. And I'll go mad. I'll eat a full packet in a day. I'll eat like 6 and get bellyache and that. And I know I shouldn't overdo it with them. But it's just like, my body...
He's like a creature, isn't he?
My body just calls out for stuff.
It doesn't, Carl.
No, it feels that way because I wouldn't normally buy them. My favourite fruit, I like an apple. Love a banana. I've got into blackberries.
Yeah.
Quite expensive, but a bit of a treat.
Have people paid money for this podcast? A man just listing his favourite fruits.
Yeah, Graham not included.
You know the gooseberry?
Don't know if I've had them.
You never had a gooseberry?
They're very, very tart.
They are very bizarre.
They're
What do they look like
like a green testicle. They've even got the little hair on it. A gooseberry is like a really crispy, plump little berry, but it's very, very it's sour. I mean, you've got to have it in pies with sugar and stuff.
I bet my godson's had one. He's only 1.5. I bet he's already had a gooseberry, and I've never had one in my life.
Right. He'd never said it before, and he said gooseberry. He decided that's the way to pronounce it. Gooseberry. What's that? What's a gooseberry? A gooseberry. Well, okay. I'd never heard it before, but I'm going to say it now, but I'm going to say it my way. Gooseberry.
I've never had one.
I
don't feel like I need another fruit. That's the thing. I think there's plenty of fruit out there. Bananas, apples, oranges. If you get a little bit sick of oranges...
I'm a big fan of the Satsuma. Easy to peel. What I don't like is the big oranges. You have to peel them. You get it on your.
They're the ones I eat when I'm in the bath. It's just.
So you just dunk under the water afterwards.
Yeah. Then that's what you do.
So it's 2 treats. It's an orange and a bath. I mean, that's amazing. That's an amazing thing to look forward to. Don't you think you've blown that for when you're old, when you're 74, and I go, I'll tell you what, Carl, lovely treat, it's a bath and an orange. Done it! I did it when I was 36!
We've got plenty of fruit. They can't get rid of fruit quick enough. There's loads of stuff with fruit in now. Shower gel with kiwi in it. telling you, they can't get rid of it because it's too much. So they're just going, what can we do with all this stuff? We'll stick it in there. Orange juice. I had orange juice sort of cordial.
Yeah.
Tastes a bit weird, isn't orange? Sneaked a bit of pineapple in. Orange and pineapple. They can't get rid of the stuff.
What's up with that? Talking yesterday to Matt Robinson, the guy I did the film with that you came over and did a part. And his dad as a doctor and used to go around the world and stuff. And when he was about 10, he went on holiday, and they were driving through Indonesia to get to somewhere else. I forget where, but they came across this village where he said the spiders have won. Okay, they drive in. As you're driving in, he could see these things sort of hanging from the trees and the sort of telegraph poles. And as they got closer, he realised they were just big spiders. They just made webs everywhere, and he could see them on the street. Okay, he said it freaked him out. They parked up in the sort of like the high street, and he said he got out, and they were running on the pavements like pigeons, and that's just running everywhere. He said the kids were playing with them. The kids were playing with them. There was no one else freaked out less. He said he ran to the restaurant. They had to stop. He ran into the restaurant, freaked out. He got into the restaurant, and there was a tarantula on the floor. And he ran back in the car. He said later to his dad, was that a dream? And his dad went, no, it's true. You know, it's a real place, right? He was telling us that's the worst place in the world. He was looking it up. He was trying to Google it, and he can remember the name of this place, Indonesia, and he put in Spider Village, Indonesia, right? And he couldn't find it. But another one came up in Cambodia. And it was there, and he said it was exactly the same, just as bad. A place where just spiders have won, okay? But in this place, they eat them.
They eat the spiders. The local inhabitants eat the spiders.
Yeah.
Wow. So this town is just dense with spiders.
It's
They're
just
everywhere.
They're just happy there. No one's killing them. No one's doing anything.
Are you just treading on them as you walk down the street?
He said that they've just taken over. There's a place off Madeira they called Spider Island where no one lives there, but with absolutely no predators. There's just millions of spiders, but no one lives there.
How do you prevent the spiders? You know, when you're sleeping, crawling in, getting in.
You don't. They just put up with them. I suppose it's that, you know, they're no weirder than any other insect or pest or whatever. It's just, I suppose, because you think of spiders as loners.
Yes.
And they're the top sort of phobia, and it seems weird that they're almost treated like pets. But isn't that a weird place though, that you drive in and it's just, oh hello, welcome to Spider Town.
I couldn't be dealing with it. I mean, my mum wouldn't be that bothered. She's still got that one that's under the telly. She's had that for ages. And my dad threatened that he was going to kill it because he's sick of it. She's put a bit of Tipex on its back, so she knows.
What?
So she knows.
Well, how many spiders are there? What, you think you'd kill it and then replace it out of guilt? It's not like a budgie.
No, but you can sort of say, oh, I don't know, it's gone. And then if one turns up again, he'll go, your spider's back.
Yeah.
But now she's marked it.
What? So hang on, it has
well, that's weird.
It has a web underneath the telly.
It's always under the telly. I don't think it bothers with a web.
But what do you mean she keeps a spider under the telly?
It's just there, and she's sort of like, it's not a problem. They get rid of flies. They're not dirty.
It doesn't get rid of flies if it sits there watching Coronation Street.
It doesn't do much. Honestly, it can be there in us. I don't know. He just sits there. But she likes the fact that it's there. It's that thing, innit, of older people like that, don't they?